Can heated jackets keep you so warm that you can turn off your central heating? Is there any difference between them? Are there any health risks? Can you wash them in the washing machine? A few months ago, we made a video on home heating where I light-heartedly suggested, tongue-in-cheek, that people should give up heating their homes and maybe just heat their bodies with a heated jacket. Now, this got a surprising response. People were saying, you should invent one. People didn't even know that heated jackets are already a thing. So the other thing that people said is, well, you still got to heat your house because you've got to stop it getting damp and mouldy. Well, of course you have. But what I'm suggesting is maybe you don't need to heat your house all day long and you can use a heated jacket instead. Sounds like the perfect solution. Or is it? Heated jackets might sound like a newfangled thing, but they've got their origins in World War II. Fighter pilots used to use them because it was very cold up there and they didn't heat the aeroplane, they heated the pilot. They basically just gave you a flying suit which had a heating element in it and you just plugged it into the electrics. This seems like a good idea to me, an all-in-one suit with an electric element going through that you could just plug in and get off the batteries, but don't try this at home. We've gathered together a random selection of heated jackets to find out if they can keep you warm enough. Now, your body is very good at regulating its heat. Fill it up with water and you fill it up with food and it generates its own heat. It does this if you're cold, you shiver and that agitates the muscles and creates heat, but you also create heat for your body through your internal organs. If your body gets too hot, then it sweats to cool it down, unless of course you're the artist previously known as Prince Andrew. But if you're a non-royal like me, then you sweat and that evaporation causes your body to cool down, and of course that means it makes your undergarments wet and clammy, and when they become wet and clammy you start to lose heat big time, because wet insulation is no insulation at all. So the message I'd like you to take away, if nothing else, is use your heated jacket sparingly. Switch it on, warm up, and then give yourself a break. Do not use a heated jacket if you suffer from high blood pressure or low blood pressure, if you suffer from poor circulation, if you suffer from heart problems, and if you're pregnant. Don't use a heated jacket. You shouldn't actually use a heated jacket if it's over 5 degrees centigrade, which is pretty cold. So bang goes that idea of sitting in your office all day and keeping yourself warm. And the reason for this, they say, is that the heated jacket will make your heart work faster to try and cool yourself down. It's also a fact that if you're cold, your heart has to work faster. There's a perfect balance somewhere. You shouldn't really need a heated jacket if you're working hard. If you're out there shoveling sand and cement in the cold weather, your body is perfectly capable of keeping you warm. Now, this is my personal heated jacket. I've had this for a number of years. It's a Milwaukee heated jacket running off their 12-volt power tool batteries. And the downside of this battery is it's rather bulky. Pop it into this pocket here. If you go to sit down, you can feel a lump where you don't want a lump. It's a good jacket in as much as it's got a good level of insulation in it. It's shower proof, and it means that you can switch the jacket on, warm yourself up, and then do the zip up and allow the insulation in the jacket to keep your body warm until it starts to cool down, and then you just give it a little boost. And of course, the other thing you can do with this button, you can actually adjust the settings and you can go from cool to medium to hot. So most of these jackets have the same configuration. They've got an element across the back here between the shoulder blades, and they've got two here high up on the chest. You don't get anything in the sleeves and you don't get anything in the pockets with this particular jacket, but there is a variation on this jacket, the Milwaukee fleece, using the same battery system but a much lighter weight jacket, and the insulation levels aren't so good. But of course, if you're moving around, it's a little bit easier. So this is the Unbranded Jacket, around about the 40 quid mark, and it's got two elements in the front, which I can feel just the wire going there, and in the back we've got a further 3 elements. Being a vest, it's not fantastically insulated. The idea is that you put it on underneath something else. It's got 3 heat settings, so you start off high and then you can knock it down to medium or low. The way that this powers up is you put your little power pack in there, you connect it with the the USB connector. This doesn't come with a battery, and neither do any of the others. If you're going to wash it, you've got a silicone cap that's tethered to the power lead that you just simply pop on, but it doesn't seem to be there. Whether we've lost that in the unpacking or not, I don't know. A good feature of this heated vest is that it actually automatically adjusts the temperature. So when it's been switched on and it's run for a few minutes on hot, it will automatically cut that temperature down so that you don't overcook. And I think that's a very good thing. Nice quilted, very lightweight. The thing I like is this silver foil back, so that's great at reflecting your body heat back into your body as the heating element warms it up. The other thing that's quite nice about it is this nice inside zip pocket where we've put the battery pack. Again, this battery pack doesn't come with it. Pop it in that pocket there. The zip is not the highest quality zip in the world, so be careful with that. And here's a little power button on here. We press it down, keep it down until it glows, and then you can see that it's glowing. Switch it on to cool or medium. It's one of those things where you can't really tell until you've worn it for a while exactly what temperature suits you best, but you'll soon find out. Again, this is a 40 quid jacket, that kind of price. It's not going to cost you too much, but don't expect it to last forever. So this one is A/2, nice and compact, so it'd be a great one for anybody who's going traveling. Now this looks very similar. This one actually has carbon fiber heating elements in it. So we look inside, and this one has got the little silicone shield over it. If you put it in the washing machine, you can stop water getting into that USB connector. Zip that up. You've got to be careful with these zips. They really are quite flimsy, I'd say. The self-same switch as the other one. I can feel this one warming up.
The stitching is nicer, it looks better made. The others looked a bit baggy.
You think this is Man About Town then, do you?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a bit of you. That is.
This is the one to be seen in.
Yeah.
It hasn't got that nice silver lining in the back.
Not every jacket has a silver lining.
Good point. So this one is the Artisan, and it's a vest, but it's a little heavier weight than the other one. It's got more insulation in and a nice snug sort of fleecy lining to it. It's actually got carbon fibre in it, this one. It does say in the instructions, do not use this in anything but cold weather. The manufacturers are saying if you're insensitive to heat or you're using this in areas where it's not cold, then that is a problem. And they do say that you can get low degree burns. If you wear one of these jackets and you fall asleep wearing it, it is possible that you'd wake up with little sore points where the heating element have pressed against your skin. So do not wear it in bed. So there isn't an awful lot to choose between these jackets other than the weight. As I said, this one's a little heavier, a little bit more padded, a little bit more insulated, so it is a warm jacket in its own right. But the other thing I noticed is that they all seem to have a very similar, if not identical, button. Maybe they're even made in the same factory and just given different brand names. I like this one. It's a little bit heavier, feels a bit more substantial, and it's around about the same price as the others. Now, there are other heated jackets available that we haven't shown today. The Regatta range is particularly interesting because they do a long coat, the sort of thing that football managers might find useful. And another feature of Regatta is that they also have heated pockets, which I quite like. So this is the smart heated jacket from Afunzo. So there we've got the front, the back, and we can vary the temperatures individually. And another little bonus with this is it does come with its own washing bag. So you get the washing bag, the 2 controls, and it's £5 cheaper. Dylan decided that, do you know what, while we're looking at it, there's also heated insoles. Motorcyclists will know that you can also get heated gloves. You can actually cut them. The heating element is inside that area where you don't cut. We plug those in. I'll tell you what, this jacket's warming me up no end now. I've got to say, it's very, very effective.
Now it should be second nature putting an ankle bracelet on now.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old chain gang days. So there's my little ankle bracelet. Bit of a short lead, I suppose.
Your footwear's not going to be far away. Right, what are you going to wear then? You're not wearing those slippers, are you?
Well, no, I wasn't going to wear anything.
No, you've got to put them in your shoes, that's the whole point.
I'm not going to cut them to put them in my shoes because we might want to send them back.
Oh yeah, get our £8 back. I want to take these home with me.
You can.
I want to take these home because that's the only part of my body that gets cold.
Yeah, well, do you have them, mate? You're not having my battery, so. You will not, because you're a battery thief. Everyone knows that.
Show us your little battery pouch here.
Oh, this is great. I got this from IKEA. It was only 15 quid, I think.
So I took these Dr. Warm thermal insoles home, put them in just one of my shoes to see if I could feel the difference, and you can only just about feel the heat. So even at 13 quid, I can't recommend these. Roger's been dying to use this for ages. It's his flair. According to this, your face is the hottest part. Yeah, you just got one hot patch in the middle there.
Oh, that's exactly where it feels. This feels like, oh, you know when you go on holiday and you get, oh, it's just, everything just feels so warm. I could use this rather than going on holiday. It's a lockdown jacket. Oh, it's lovely. So I hope you found that little look at heated jackets useful, and don't forget those safety instructions because they are all important. Do not give it to old people who are insensitive to the heat and won't know when they're cooking, when they're starting to burn, especially if they've got very sensitive skin. But that aside, I think heated jackets are a winner. They're here to stay, and there's a great choice out there at not too much money. And if you want to support Skill Builder, why wouldn't you? You can follow our affiliate links below.